Hi, everyone. It's Elliot and Todd.
While you're waiting for our next full episode, we wanted to share some bar snacks with you.
What are bar snacks, you ask?
Well, we're sitting at the bar with a few friends to discuss some light, snackable design and pop culture topics for you, the listener.
So join us and a few of our friends as we share our snacks with you.
If you're one of those snooty types making a drink with 2 or more ingredients and you object to the bartender using their finger to stir, try Lucky's Swizzle Sticks.
Recently discovered in a long-forgotten mini-storage unit in Reno, Nevada, and made using only the finest mid-70s beverage-grade plastics, Lucky's Swizzle Sticks is a stylish, retro, and slightly color-faded way to drown your sorrow.
You're stressing about your gambling debt, need supplies for your kid's science project, or want a cheap way to stock up your home bar supplies. Lucky's Swizzle Sticks is your answer.
Wholesale inquiries welcome. We've got a lot of these suckers to unload. Look for the 1983 burnt Sienna Ford Econoline van next to Disco City No. 7 Music and Video Store on North Milwaukee Ave in downtown Reno.
And don't forget, when you're stirring up some trouble, do it with Lucky's. We're definitely stirring up some trouble today as we continue to ask questions of our good friend, Mr. Terry Marks. Elliot, you have a question for Terry?
I do. Okay.
Are you now, or have you ever been?
What was the first movie you remember seeing in the theater when you were a kid? Like vivid, like not told that you saw it. Like, oh, don't you remember when you were little and X, but a movie you yourself remember seeing?
Okay, in an actual theater, a building that I walked into, and someone paid enough money to get my chubby little rumpus in the seat. The chronology, I can't really tell you. I could tell you the first 3, but the one that comes to mind, I think might have been the first one, and I had no business being there because there's an R-rated picture, was Paint Your Wagon with Clint Eastwood, musical. And I think there was a topless thing, because that's probably why I remember it. You know, the same reason you went,
yeah.
Why do I like Josie and the Pussycats? I think the cartoon's stupid, but it's working for me. I don't know why. I'm only 5.
Some mojo in there.
Was there a white van just picking kids up and dropping them off at the movie theater?
Well, there was no dropping off. It was just...
The white van was parked outside after the movie ended.
Free candy, kids.
I can't laugh at that.
Hey, Elliot, what was your... Oh, no, we're just going to keep rolling. Elliot, what was the first movie you remember seeing at the theater?
Empire Strikes Back.
Wow, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember the big robot dinosaurs, and I remember the sound of that, and I remember thinking... Does no one else, I'm like looking around the theater, like, does no one else understand that there are big robot dinosaurs coming? Everybody else is just kind of sitting in their seat, and I hear these things. And it was interesting because Steven Spielberg and George Lucas are friends. And
of yours?
Spielberg definitely borrowed that same idea when he did Jurassic Park. You remember how you heard the dinosaur long before you saw it? Same thing. Sitting in the theater for that, and you're just thinking, what does this thing look like, right? Like, I mean, it's brilliant, right? Good artist borrow, great artist steal, you know?
When you saw it, was it in a theater that had the great surround sound? Because that makes an enormous difference. When I saw Raiders of the Lost Ark, they had that, you know, in the opening scene with the big ball rolling? You could hear it behind you. And it went down the theater row, and I was looking around going, what is happening? It was bizarre.
Yeah, you're the vantage point of the character you're watching, right? Like, it's behind him, so it's behind you. Yeah, it's absolutely brilliant.
The suspension of disbelief was so much easier as a kid, wasn't it?
Yeah. How about you, Todd?
I was going to say, that's how I felt when I first watched the Pink Panther when we were waiting to see Kato pop out from somewhere. That suspension there, I was like, it's got to be somewhere. Which, I mean, you know, I've told this before. I'm not proud. I think it's one of the funniest movies ever because, Terry, my grandmother took me and I pissed the seats because I was laughing so hard.
Todd was 27, by the way, when that happened.
Oh, my God. That's hilarious. So what'd your grandma do?
And then
Sit on
you
this napkin?
scuttled out.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. And
Grandma's
then my
like,
grandma was
let's
like,
beat it.
let's get out of here.
Feet, do your duty.
I'm like, sure thing, Granny. But Granny, I peed on this. Shut up. Let's get out of here.
They probably have Scotch Guard. Don't worry about
I told you not to drink all that Coca-Cola.
$18 worth of Coca-Cola.
That's right.
I got a
That
small.
thirsty 2-ouncer. Little kid.
Okay. All right, Terry. Who was or still is the best advertising character?
Oh, man. That's really, really tough.
I know, man. We ain't playing here. This is master's degree shit.
That's right. This is hardball.
Well,
Yeah.
I know it's not the Kool-Aid guy. It's not Mr. Peanut.
Oh, yeah.
Fresh
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Dang it. I should have done my homework. I have no idea. Great. Now, you're saying character, mascot?
Yeah. Character, mascot.
Whatever.
Okay. Well, let's just throw this out here. If you had to say bet on a fight between Ready Kilowatt and Big Boy, who would you pick?
Well, you want to go with Big Boy because he's the hometown favorite and you'll probably get hamburgers when he wins. But Ready Kilowatt, I don't care how much padding Big Boy has. He can defib him right down to the ground. It's
I was
over.
going to say Ready Kilowatt will turn Big Boy
he's
into
flatlining.
hamburgers.
Then you can
Multiple
just
hamburgers.
walk by and take whatever you want.
Do you say fatlining or
A
flatlining?
little bit of both.
Yeah.
It's like, and once Big Boy starts moving, those pats of butter are sweating right off his head, and you can see it says Land O'Lakes on each of them because he's not eating the heart healthy meal.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
All right.
He's living for now, man.
That's right.
Okay.
Well, that was at least a fair answer, right, Elliot?
Yeah. I'll
I'll go with
Were you
Bob's Big
excited?
Boy
Yeah, I mean-
because who doesn't love that? I went as Bob's Big Boy for Halloween once, so
You did.
I
You
did.
Oh, sweet.
and the person
But look at that.
look at what I'm just being compliant.
No, I mean, like... Well, look at that. It's a figure of speech.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right, then.
Look at that. Okay.
We're just going to shout that out every now and then.
I'll just get at random intervals.
It's kind of like squirrel.
Especially because that works. It works really well on a podcast, by the way.
It does, yeah.
Randomly say, look at that.
Can
You
see
guys
that?
see this?
Yeah. All sorts of visual things, right?
Yeah. It's a euphemism.
Yeah.
Okay. By the way, I'm firmly team Ready Kilowatt.
Yes, you are.
This is a known quantity.
Yeah. I mean, I'm erring on the side, of Big Boy, but I love some Ready Kilowatt too.
It's so cool. I mean, so many things have tried to copy that, and nothing's as good.
All right, let me ask about the octagonal fight here between Big Boy and Ready Kilowatt. What if Big Boy snuck up behind Ready Kilowatt and just pounded on him with all his big boyness? You think that would be an unfair advantage?
I don't know if they could actually fight because he's an entity and not a person. Can you knock out electricity? I don't know. Do you wrap him in
Yeah,
butter?
my electricity's been knocked out before.
Yeah, but then,
Yeah.
he's self-contained. He's automatic, systematic, totally self-contained, guaranteed to blow your mind.
Okay, so the part of
Is that
this,
where you starting to do the
I
robot?
was doing the robot.
What's
Yeah,
Which is how Ready
Look at
Kilowatt
that.
dances.
look at that.
Well, look at that. Todd's doing the robot.
So I just
Now I think if Big Boy, because remember Ready Kilowatt has a light bulb nose.
Yeah.
So I think if Big Boy hauled off and popped him in the nose, he'd at least.
Stunning.
I just
But
want
that's not from behind, though.
Elliot, I just want to point out that the problem that Terry had with this whole conversation was not that these were fake things that we're going to fight, but you cannot knock out electricity. That was the problem Terry had.
Yeah, but like I said, my electricity has been knocked down on multiple occasions.
Yeah,
so
but
it
he's
isn't
not connected
possible.
to anything. He is electricity.
He
So
is
if you had
electricity.
like a big goopy glob you could throw on him, like
Yeah.
rubber,
Yeah.
that it's like,
Yeah.
okay, you're done. You're stuck in
Yeah.
there.
I'm no physics major. I don't know.
Does that sound like a physics major? I double majored in home ec and auto shop, so that's my answer.
Well, both of those things involve electricity.
If you're lucky.
Electricity.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, this was a great 5-minute episode on one question.
Yeah, no kidding. Wow, we wore that out. Okay, well, let's stick with the theme of cartoons for a minute, or characters. And think about families of characters here. Okay, Terry, are you Camp Warner Brothers or are you Camp Hanna-Barbera?
What day of the week is it? See, that's a non-answer because I like it all. And
okay. Can we say Saturday morning?
Saturday morning.
That's the hardest,
absolutely.
right?
Oh man. Well, Saturday morning, it was, you got all the variety of the new stuff for that season that was so terrible it wouldn't make it a second season from Hanna-Barbera, right? But you loved it anyway.
Yeah. Right.
I didn't find myself as a kid finding some common household item so that I could be Elmer Fudd or Donald Duck or Bugs, who I love. They're fantastic, right? Probably the first imitation you could do is probably Sylvester the Cat, right? Totally easy, and you work your way up to Tweety. Iconic, fantastic, but I would get those paper coffee cups that my dad liked to keep, and I would punch out the bottoms so they become wristbands, so I could be Space Ghost. Right?
Oh, yeah,
right?
That's awesome. Yeah.
Nice.
So good. So there was so much fun in all that Hanna-Barbera stuff that was weird, and it almost was comic book like, and then all the dorky stuff. No, like Secret Squirrel, Morocco Mole, that was Hanna-Barbera, right? All that. Love it.
Yeah.
You can't find this stuff, so when my wife's not here, she's like at a meeting, it's like, okay, kids, we're eating pizza, no salad, and we're going to YouTube old stuff that I liked.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, so we watch Yogi Bear.
That's how I introduced my son to Pink Panther that way. I was trying to explain that to him when he was little, and I said, you know what, let's just watch him, and like all of the original Pink Panthers
with John Byrne doing the voice. I'm gonna get that ant. You know, the aardvark thing. So
yeah.
So good.
Oh man,
I think that's a good awareness, Terry, that Hanna-Barbera was about the new thing. It was like, who's going to do the crossover, like Harlem Globetrotters meet the Flintstones in space? And Warner Brothers was like the classic. Like, I just would love every Saturday morning if they would play That's Opera Doc or What's Opera Doc. But Hanna-Barbera was about, what are these weird collisions of pop culture things
and what's happening now in the world, and for that reason it really kind of worked, right? It was super cool.
Yeah, like this. Remember the celebrity cameos on Scooby-Doo all the time? Jerry Reed, like, Todd, you mentioned the Globetrotters. It's just so funny. But you're exactly right. It's like Taco Bell, right? Hanna-Barbera's Taco Bell. It's like, we're going to try this for a while and see what happens. Whereas, Warner Brothers was teaching you about opera and teaching you about, just all this stuff that had shelf life.
Warner Brothers was Chick-fil-A.
There you go.
Never changes.
I think that's their new tagline too. We're Chick-fil-A.
That's right.
But with Warner Brothers, now as an adult, you just watch the cartoons as a kid, but now as an adult, you go, oh, these are the ones that looked really cool, right? The Chuck Jones stuff. Right. And when it went to a different epoch, it's like, okay, I'll watch it, but it's not as good.
That's right.
Yeah, the contemporary Warner Brothers stuff now, where they've like rebooted the characters a couple times now, it just doesn't have the same flavor. Like it doesn't feel right.
No, it doesn't capture you the same way. It might have something to do with us being many decades old now. I have no idea.
Yeah, but if we're still sitting here talking about cartoons, I mean, I don't know. I think we still have an appreciation for it.
I read a quote one time that I loved. It said, someday you'll be old enough again to enjoy fairy tales. And I'll expand that to cartoons, too, because anything that's good as a kid should be good when you're an adult.
Yeah, you're totally
100%.
right. Mad Magazine.
Boom.
Yep.
Yeah.
Another North Star for Todd and I.
That's
Absolutely.
right.
I have Mad Magazine number 3 from 1950, whatever.
Oh, one of the EC comics.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
comic book
nice.
size. They were gifted to me. About 20 of them, like number 30 and below. It was just crazy.
Wow. That's amazing.
So, Terry, do you know why it went from a comic to a magazine?
Probably had to do with censorship and the comics code, I'm just guessing.
Yeah. Yep, exactly. When they became a magazine, they didn't have to do all the decency stuff that you had to with a
Decency.
comic. Yep. Well,
Which is why I read it.
Whatever. Yeah.
Decency. I want decency.
That's right. It was that or the Saturday Evening Post you were trying to decide.